Good afternoon and welcome to the For Love of Children 55th Anniversary Celebration. My name is Brandolyn Anderson and I am proud to serve as the Executive Director of this incredible organization. I've been at Flock for a little more than 3 years now, and in that time, I have seen the remarkable impact Flock has had on the lives of the students and families we serve here in Washington, D.C. The data shows that our students move up an entire grade level after just 28 hours of one-on-one tutoring, but that does not tell the whole story. Parent after parent tells us how much Flock means to them because it has changed their child's life, and we are so proud to be a part of that legacy. Today, you will hear from a parent and student about the importance of Flock to them. And all of this is possible because of the amazing team we have here. So let me just take a moment to introduce the Flock staff. And to the Flock staff, please know how much I appreciate you and how your work impacts the lives of our students for years to come. Now, let's get this celebration started.
Happy birthday, Flock. I'm grateful for you for helping me in math because my grades have accelerated and Flock is very helpful with my reading as well. I've been getting more good and better in reading every day. Thank you, Flock. You're the best.
Happy 55-year anniversary.
No matter if you look different, talk different, or even act differently, you still have friends and family that will care for you.
Even through distant learning, he is on the 7th grade math, in 6th grade, and right now his grade is, he's excelling in math, so tutoring has definitely been working.
On behalf of JBG Smith Cares, we just want to wish Flock a happy 55th birthday. What a milestone. Your commitment to the success of students in the area is truly remarkable, and we're excited to see what the future holds. Keep up the great work and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Flock!
Thank you everyone so much for the birthday wishes. I am now excited to introduce Mary Bramley, Director of Development.
Thank you, Brandolyn. Flock began in 1965 directly in response to the civil rights movement of the 1960s. The Reverend Gordon Cosby, minister of the Church of the Savior here in Washington, D.C., went to Selma, Alabama, and was moved by the black churches from the South. He was inspired by the promise of equality and justice and felt the call to service in his home community. He believed that change could happen city by city, block by block, by people of faith and determination. Upon returning, Reverend Gordon delivered a series of sermons on the exclusion of Black Americans from economic and civic life. From this, a consortium of churches and concerned citizens came together and wanted to make a difference and saw that opportunity to have an impact at Junior Village. Junior Village warehoused 900 abandoned and abused children and was overcrowded and understaffed. It was at this time our first executive director, Fred Taylor, was hired. Flock and its partners arranged viable schooling and living alternatives for these children and secured the closing of Junior Village in 1973. Flock's early leaders also founded DC's first Child Advocacy Center and co-founded the Consortium for Child Welfare, a citywide collaborative of 16 foster care and adoption agencies. From the mid-1970s through the 1990s, Flock continued to embrace a variety of child and family services and served as an incubator for developing programs that were able to become their own nonprofits and still exist today. Flock reevaluated its mission and decided to focus on educational programming as the most effective way to help young people achieve a positive future. While the refocused mission is relatively young, Flock's educational programs have deep roots. The first new program was the Neighborhood Tutoring Program, which was founded in 1997. A new focus allowed for direct programming to students to help them with reading, math, career preparation, and college access. Flock also opened up to the community to volunteer as a tutor or a coach. While Flock has had an incredible history, the impact that Flock has had on its students it serves and the community is just as extraordinary. And 55 is just the beginning. As we look at Flock to the future, this last year has brought new challenges with a worldwide pandemic. Flock pivoted from in-person tutoring and coaching to a virtual environment almost overnight. As we are still uncertain of exactly what the future holds, Flock will continue to evaluate and offer the incredible programming that our staff and volunteers provide. I'm so proud to be a part of this organization. Here's to the next 55 and beyond.
I have 312 biscuits. My dog ate 32. How many are left? Lily, love, me, and you.
Lily loves me and you. That's a great one. Okay.
Thank you to all of our amazing volunteers. Up next, I'm excited to interview Chapman Taylor, longtime member of the Flock family. Chapman is a partner with the Capital Group and the treasurer of the Flock Board of Directors. Hi, Chapman. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. In this virtual reality, it's always nice to see smiling faces. So, as you know, today we are looking back on the 55-year history of Flock. I still can't believe it sometimes. And as we tell the Flock story, I think I would really love to hear what your Flock story is.
So the good news is being good at math, it's kind of easy to figure it out because basically I was 6 when Flock started. And I actually remember prior to Flock, Dad had been working at Washington Lift, which was about community development and helping people advance. And so while I was there at Flock's beginning, I don't remember it quite that closely. My only early memory of Flock is having to tithe part of our, weekly allowance into Flock.
Oh,
so
wow.
I've been doing Flock for a very, very long time.
Oh my gosh.
And another thing I remember from childhood is my parents constantly having to go to meetings. And so, part of my Flock story was learning that you needed to be engaged. You need to be engaged in making the world a better place. And both Mom and Dad were engaged in Flock, in church, in the community. I remember once in high school, when I was very engaged in various things in high school, my parents once sat me down and they said, you need to be home some to do your homework. And I said, but I've learned through my entire life, by watching you guys that you had to be out and doing things. So,
right.
Fun memory.
I love it. Yeah, it's all about finding that balance. Well, I'm good to know the legacy of meetings is living on here at Flock. So
it's much easier now.
I can attest, absolutely. So Chapman, you've been on the board of directors for several years. And as you mentioned, you've been involved with Flock for a long time. Why have you stayed involved with Flock?
So the original reason I came to the Flock board, and as a part of history, Flock grows out of an organization called the Church of the Savior, which has had just an incredible impact initially on the Adams Morgan area and more broadly in the city and even globally. And very social justice oriented, activist oriented, but not a great concept of finance and money. That was always kind of in short supply. And so my background post having grown in that is, having gone to business school and working in the investment industry, I'm very comfortable with money and finance and those issues. And so from my perspective, it was kind of a great marriage of a Flock board that was at that point in time incredibly mission focused, full of deeply concerned and driven people for a mission, but who didn't feel comfortable with the financial issues that one has to manage as you're part of a nonprofit. And Flock, went through some turbulent phases. So I felt I had sort of a dual role of, not only having been brought up in this environment, but also having sort of an expertise that the board really needed to marry to that real mission-driven purpose.
Well, I can say personally, you have helped me a lot, just, finance. And I think people do forget that nonprofits are a business and there are checks and balances that need to happen. And, you've been an incredible support to me. Like, Chapman, can you explain this in layman's terms, please? Thanks.
Well, I think the other thing people miss is, I'm really grateful to be a part of this journey, because to be able to transform kids' lives, to be able to transform volunteers' lives, it's just incredible to be a part of that. So all too often we look at asking for money as people don't like to ask for money. I actually enjoy it because you're inviting somebody to really experience something that's just awe-inspiring, and to be able to transform people's lives. As we've often talked about at Flock, the ability within 24 hours of instruction to lift up a child an entire grade level in math or reading. That's just such an incredible impact. I want to be on that journey.
Well, we're happy to have you on that journey. And I share that same joy and excitement. Like, you get past all of the tough pieces and you really focus on what's important, and it's the lives that Flock is changing. So I completely agree. So Chapman, my final question to you is, what would you say is the best way that people can support Flock right now?
Well, one of the things I've always admired about Flock is Flock evolves. And Flock evolves to identify both the situation and the need and where it can really make the greatest impact, often in areas where other people aren't looking. And so we've all been, thrown a kinder because of this pandemic. And I just have to give just ultimate credit to you and the team at Flock for identifying a way where we could turn what was a very difficult situation for so many nonprofits and really create a new paradigm for Flock. Because the traditional model of having a volunteer and a student in the same room has now blossomed. And so we can have volunteers all around the country. And the good news is, given people's time flexibility and location flexibility, you can really plug in at whatever point you want and connect with kids who are hungry to learn. They are hungry to work hard. There's somebody recently associated with a large white building downtown was talking about people not wanting to work hard, to succeed. And at Flock, there are lots of people who are working hard and want to succeed. So this is just a great opportunity to be a part of real positive change. These kids are just fun to be around. And whether it's reading on, Friday morning, as I've done, which is real fun, or, getting engaged really at a deep level with one individual, with the student, and changing their lives. I remember my sister, who used to teach and ultimately now is a principal in an elementary school. I mean, she stayed in touch with one of her elementary school students to this day. And, this woman is now a mother and successful, but she was a, low income, difficult environment, had to struggle. And yet, she got the support and help she needed, and she blossomed like everybody can.
Chapman, it's so interesting that you mentioned that. I've been working in nonprofits for a little bit over 20 years now. And I started accidentally when I went with a friend of mine to an after school program and met a young lady named Tico. And today, 20 something years later, she is still a part of my life. She is an adult. She is now a very successful musician in the Bay Area. And it's just really empowering to know that you can impact someone's entire life. And if it wasn't for that chance meeting, you never know, what course a person might have taken. So I think it's really amazing that, people who come to Flock can really build solid relationships with kids, and they can go on to really impact their lives for a long time. So
and the great thing for me is not only did her life get impacted, but your life got impacted. It's a two-way process. It's not all, you're not giving, you're giving and receiving. It's about creating a community, which is absolutely what we need to be doing at this time of division. We need to be opening our doors and welcoming people of all different sizes and types and shapes and reconnecting with one another and helping in one way people, but also receiving back, what they're capable of giving as well.
Chapman, that is the most incredible point. I was a college student, had no direction, didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I had to get that degree, and I walked out with a path. So you are absolutely correct. So
and we at Flock are so much better off because you connected with that kid and you carried on that path. And so, Brennan, you are doing a phenomenal job at Flock. We are, for the first time in the longest time I can remember, not only on solid footing, but really headed in a great direction. So this is a great chance for others to really be a part of that, whether it's as a volunteer, whether it's to be a student, whether it's to be a contributor. There are lots of ways to connect.
Now, Chapman, before you make me tear up and mess up my makeup, I'm going to thank you. But thank you so much for just all of the ways that you support this organization, for continuing that legacy and that history. The Taylor family has become incredibly important to me personally. And so we're really excited to have you a part of this and to be able to celebrate 55 years. Like, I know I keep saying that, but that is not a small deal. And we're very proud and excited. And we're so happy that you're continuing to, be a part of this board, be active and engaged, and continue to tell the Flock story. So thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, and I really mean that.
I am excited to have Brittany and her daughter Isaiah with us today. Isaiah has been coming to Flock for many years, and we are so excited to hear from them on why Flock matters.
I found Flock one year. I was asking around for, did anyone know of any tutors? And a friend actually recommended me to the program. And we didn't live too far, so I was lucky enough to like call, apply, and was able to get her right in. I just want to say that we love being a part of the Flock community. We've been a part of the community for a couple years now. And I just want to say I love how welcoming Flock is. Every time we come, we're greeted with love and encouragement. It has helped Azaya grow in many ways. One being her confidence in math. She's been, even whether she gets it right or wrong, she's feel confident enough to raise her hand and answer questions, whether it's in Flock or whether it's in school. So I love that it's a great confidence builder for our youth. And Azaya, do you want to say what it means to you?
Being a part of Flock means like joy to my like every time I join the Flock meeting, joy, happiness, and like a lot of voices being heard and stuff.
Yeah, and I just love the fact that Flock creates the outlet for children to be themselves. Everyone is treated with love and respect, and they give the students enough chance to be independent with their work and become independent readers. And I just love the programs that they offer. And not only do they offer reading and math, they also offer other programs. Like currently she's in a book club where she gets to be part ownership in like being an author. So I really love the different platforms they provide for the youth and keep them engaged. I just love all the programs that they offer. And yeah, that's what we love Flock, and it means so much to us. And we're lucky to be a part of the Flock community, and we wish to continue throughout the years. What about your tutors? Like, how does it feel working with your tutors?
Working with my tutors, I like my tutors very much. They're kind to me. They're nice to me. They help me when I get stuck or if I need help on a question. Yeah,
and I just want to say thank you to the whole Flock staff. Thank you to the tutors who volunteer their time day to day, week to week. And we just want to say thank you all for your encouragement, your help, and everything you provide to us. Thank you. We love you, Flock.
In November of 2019, we lost Fred Taylor, the first executive director of Flock. His loss has been felt throughout the organization, both personally and professionally. His mentorship, leadership, and graciousness will not soon be forgotten. I am proud to share a video that highlights the words of Fred as he teaches us about the legacy of Flock.
At my foster home now, I get treated more like a little boy, not like an angry lion ready to get a piece of stale meat like I did at Junior Village. And I don't have to get hit on the head like a ferocious bear.
Every strong organization has a genius in its beginning. A spirit, a vision, there's something there. It was a place called Junior Village, where they placed children when they were taking them from their homes. This place was as abusive as any home could be because it was so void of real caring and of relationship. This was the wrong way to care for children. Flock began at that point. Now that Junior Village was closed, we were either through with our job or we were at the beginning. So we started our wilderness school. We would take kids in the early stages of trouble as a diversion. I still have contact with some of those. This was 40 years ago. That was a turning point in their lives. So then there was a series of other programs. We decided, okay, we're going to find out what parents think. We asked them one question: what is winning for you? And almost every family says, our children are winning when they have a safe place to play and when they're getting a good education. So that's how the neighborhood tutoring program got started. We were attracting all these volunteers, saying, what can we do? People were looking for a place to make a difference, and Flock was giving people a place to make a difference. Every so often, the organization has to go through change. I remember trying to say, what is it we're really trying to be about? What came to me is to help cultivate, promote, push, and serve a city of cohesive neighborhoods in which every child and every family is known and valued and has access to the resources they need to thrive. The way Flock got started was believe very strongly in radical commitment.
As we close today, I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support of Flock over the years. As you have heard and seen, Flock has not always been the organization we are today. What began as a movement spurred partly by passion and partly on impulse to save 900 children from an abusive orphanage quickly evolved into an advocacy and support organization that has withstood for 55 years and helped thousands of children. Flock has gone through many changes, but through it all, our mission has remained the same. In 1965, Flock made a radical commitment to DC's children and youth, and in 55 years, we have not wavered from that commitment, and we will continue to support our families for many years to come. Just by being with us today, I know that you already share the same passion and commitment to DC's children as we do. Now, in these challenging times, our students need us more than ever. After the pandemic hit, many organizations had to cut back. However, Flock was blessed enough to lean in. We expanded our staffs and services and provided support to more students than we had in previous years. Moving from in-person to virtual tutoring was not easy, but we did not lose a single student. Our new virtual programming allowed us to recruit tutors from all over the country, furthering our ability to lean in and support even more students. In its 55 years of service, Flock has helped over 10,000 of DC's under-resourced youth because we made that radical commitment. And regardless of what the future holds, Flock will be there for our students every step of the way. So today I'm asking you to make that same radical commitment. A commitment to our young people that we will not leave them behind, regardless of what's happening in the world around us. A commitment to every child that if they need and want help, Flock will be there to support them. A commitment to all of DC's children and youth that they can be and deserve to be full contributing members of our community, and Flock will be there as a guide. A commitment to Flock through making a gift that will go directly towards supporting our important work. Today, I am excited to announce our Radical Commitment Fund, named in honor of the words of our founding executive director, Fred Taylor. So now you can make your radical commitment and change the life of Flock students. Please visit the link below for more details. And thank you for joining us today and for your continued support. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.